evening and welcome to the Fairmont Royal York Hotel in Toronto, Canada for PDAC's 2021 Awards Gala, sponsored by Franco-Nevada. Oh, hello. How are you? Throughout its history, the Fairmont Royal York has played host to royal guests, heads of state, celebrities, and for the past 40 years, the PDAC Awards Gala. Hey, sounds amazing. See you later. The PDAC Awards Gala is the Oscars of the mineral exploration and development industry. Tonight's recipients will be awarded for their distinguished service, exceptional achievement in a Canadian Indigenous-run business, and success in exploration, development, and sustainability. So, let's get this party started, shall we?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your 2021 Awards Gala hosts, PDAC President Felix Lee and TV host and author Andrea Bain.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As President of PDAC, it is my pleasure to welcome all of you to the PDAC 2021 Awards Gala. Tonight's event may look and feel a bit different than previous years. We've swapped out our fancy shoes for slippers. We're watching in different time zones. And as the evening goes along, we'll be refilling our own wine glasses as we toast our award recipients. This past year has brought a lot of change, but one thing that remains the same is our reason for gathering for this special event. Tonight, or maybe for you this morning, we're here to celebrate outstanding contributions to the mineral industry and recognize the excellent achievements of our award recipients. This year has been a year like none other, not only for our industry, but also for the entire world, as we have experienced an unprecedented event that was truly the defining event of 2020. We have seen COVID-19 disrupt the way we travel and operate our projects, how we work together to stay connected with stakeholders and local communities, and yet we've also seen the resilience of the sector and the strong role that it plays in supporting economic development. We've watched the price of gold continue to reach new highs, along with big gains in copper and silver. We listened as the pandemic dominated conversations around the world, and I'm proud to see the resiliency of our sector and how so many companies worked in partnership with many regions and communities to provide the much needed support and supplies to help combat COVID-19. Indeed, no matter the challenges we face, we're reminded time and again of the outstanding efforts of our industry, and for this reason, we celebrate. While you're enjoying the show, please use the chat feature to congratulate the recipients or to mingle virtually with your fellow attendees.
Thank you so much, Felix. I'd like to take a moment to thank our Awards Gala sponsor, Franco-Nevada Corporation, who is also a premier sponsor of the 2021 convention. With their help, this evening is possible. We thank you for your loyalty and steadfast support. Paul Brink, President and CEO of the Franco-Nevada Corporation, is here with us this evening.
Good evening. Franco-Nevada is always delighted to support this function that celebrates the success of the mining industry. This year, more than ever, the resilience of the people in the industry is a core part of the reason it's played such a big role in building our country. There's nothing that a pandemic can throw at us that would stop us from celebrating the success of these incredible people. Congratulations to the winners and enjoy the evening.
Franco-Nevada Corporation is the leading gold-focused royalty and streaming company with the largest and most diversified portfolio of cash flow-producing assets.
Thank you, Paul.
And we have another sponsor to thank this evening, Andrea, Teck Resources Limited, who have been the PDAC Convention's diamond sponsor for 15 years. Teck, we thank you for your generosity and unwavering support at the top sponsorship level. Don Lindsay, President and CEO of Teck, is here with us this evening.
Thank you, Felix, and good evening, everyone. I would like to begin by acknowledging that I'm speaking to you from the unceded territories of the Coast Salish people, including the lands of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. So on behalf of Teck, it's my pleasure to welcome you to the 2021 PDAC Awards Gala. And while we can't be together in person this year, it's great that we can still gather virtually to continue this important tradition and to celebrate those who have gone above and beyond to build our industry. It has been a challenging time for our industry and for the world, but I take heart in the many great accomplishments that will be recognized here this evening. These awards celebrate amazing contributions to the mining and exploration sectors, from exploration and development success to excellence in sustainability, the advancement of Indigenous relationships, and distinguished service. Congratulations to all of the award winners. I look forward to hearing more about your tremendous accomplishments and joining together to celebrate your achievements. Thank you.
Thank you, Don. Well, Andrea, it's time to pay tribute to the outstanding accomplishments of this year's PDAC Awards recipients.
They really are outstanding, aren't they?
They're the best. Our first award this evening is the Bill Dennis Award, which honors the memory of a PDAC past president. The award is given to an individual or company who has made a significant mineral discovery in Canada with potential economic viability or made an important contribution to the Canadian prospecting and exploration industry. Tonight, we salute Sherry Dunsworth and Phillip Walford for the discovery and delineation of Valentine, the largest undeveloped gold resource in Atlantic Canada. Here is their story.
When Phil Walford and Sherry Dunsworth were looking for a new project in 2009, Sherry remembered a property she had visited in Newfoundland called Valentine Lake.
In 2006, I was in there as a consulting geologist and was looking at the Leprechaun deposit, which had a small, non-compliant resource on it, and did some mapping around the pond and also looked at some of the existing drill core.
Phil and Sherry decided to go back and take a look.
So we flew in a helicopter in a mixed rain snowstorm, dodging things in. We landed at Leprechaun Pond. It was really, when I got off the plane and looked around, got really excited because I could see all the alteration and the mineralization in some core that was nearby, all the indicators that I was looking for. And we knew it was a big system.
The property had been explored by several companies starting in the 1960s. Phil and Sherry, as Marathon PGM, joint ventured with Mountain Lake Resources and then did a friendly takeover. It was their persistence and creative thinking that helped them discover the resource.
This particular project was very structurally complex and very unique in its setting. And I think it was just that they looked at this project from a different perspective and were willing to go out on a limb with their ideas and how they assessed and how they tackled the problems that the project proposed.
It was really understanding that the veins, instead of being vertical as they are or steeply dipping as they are in most gold deposits, were actually flat. And there were very few vertical veins. So that changed our interpretation. It changed how we went about exploring, drilling in particular.
It took some time to convince people they had found a multi-million-ounce resource in Newfoundland.
It was really hard to get the market to believe that there was really anything in Newfoundland, in Eastern Canada, that was more than 1 million ounces. And so that was certainly a challenge.
They worked their way out from the Leprechaun deposit until 2014, when Sherry's husband uncovered what they call the elephant on the property, the Marathon deposit.
That was the big game changer, was that because it turned into a multi-million ounce deposit.
That has brought in exploration companies from across Canada. It's brought in money for the exploration and resulted in basically a staking rush in central Newfoundland. The entire central zone of Newfoundland is staked along a 400-kilometer strike length along this major structure called the Valentine Lake Shear Zone.
The discovery wasn't without challenges. They were trying to raise money in tough market conditions.
You know, it was tough. Sometimes we had to cut our salaries back. We were running on a shoestring. We did a lot of cutting back to make sure that everything, that as many dollars as we could went into the ground. And we had a really good crew that were dedicated as we were to moving the project forward.
A feasibility study released in 2019 estimates a 12-year mine life and resource of 3.1 million ounces of gold at 1.7 grams per ton. The discovery means a lot, not just to the exploration team, but to the province of Newfoundland.
That joy of discovery when you have everyone working so hard together there's nothing like it.
And this is a very significant employment generator in central Newfoundland and will be for many years to come.
I live in Newfoundland and we need these jobs. We need this recognition of the potential for more deposits as well. It was very exciting, very fulfilling.
I present to you the PDAC 2021 Bill Dennis Award recipients, Sherry Dunsworth, joining us from Newfoundland and Labrador, and Phillip Walford, here in Toronto.
Sherry and I are greatly honored to receive this award from the PDAC, an internationally recognized mining organization. This is certainly a high point in our careers. We thank the nominating committee for recognizing our success in developing the 4 million ounce gold deposit in Newfoundland and Labrador. We also thank those who recommended our achievements at Valentine as worthy of this award. We couldn't have done it also without the consistent hard work and dedication of our exploration crew. None of this would have been possible without the strong support that we've had from a core of investors who believed in our vision and continue to support us through difficult financial times. The government of Newfoundland and Labrador has also been encouraging with us as well. And in receiving this award, we're also receiving it for all of these people. We also take great pleasure in seeing that this will be a mine that will benefit the people of Newfoundland and Labrador and the mining community as a whole. Thank you.
And a big congratulations from me, Phil, Sherry, well done.
Our next award is the THAYER LINDSLEY Award, which recognizes an individual or a team of explorationists credited with a recent significant mineral discovery anywhere in the world. This year's recipient is K92 Mining for the 2017 discovery of the Kora North deposit at the Kainantu mine in Papua New Guinea. Here is their story.
Most expect new discoveries to be found in unexplored areas. K92's Kora North discovery was made at its existing Kainantu mine.
Probably what was most unusual or remarkable about the discovery was the close proximity to existing infrastructure. We intersected Kora North within 200 meters of the main access incline.
It was discovered diamond drilling from underground. We're actually drilling from 800 meters below surface, under the Kora Mountain, in fact, where we projected that Kora North would be approximately 200 meters from where we drilled, and at approximately 200 meters, we hit our first intersection of what became Kora North. Since drilling the first hole, we've established a resource of 1.1 million ounces, measured and indicated 3.7 million ounces of inferred, covering an area 1,000 meters vertically, 1,000 meters horizontally, and basically open in all directions.
You really found something that's not just high grade, but from an engineering and an exploitation standpoint, it checks all the boxes.
The find has been a game changer for the company, allowing K92 to build cash, pay down debt, and essentially self-fund expansion of production, the mine, and regional exploration.
But when you look at K92 Mining, when we drilled that first hole, the market capitalization of the company was under 100 million Canadian dollars. Here we are a bit over 3 years later, and the market capitalization of the company is over $1.7 billion.
The Kora North discovery was a major achievement for the company. It represented, I think, definitively the turning point for the mine and the business.
The discovery wasn't without challenges.
We're an underground operating mine, so you've got to deal with, first of all, that you're in an existing operation. So one of our big challenges was the amount of water that we had to deal with in the drilling. And we're drilling basically horizontal holes because we're already underground.
The discovery of the hole to first production took only 8 months.
We've gone from no production, 100,000 ounces produced in 2020, and with a feasibility study underway to increase that production to over 300,000 ounces per year.
The Kora North discovery was just the beginning.
K92 has an aggressive ongoing exploration program at Kora and neighbouring Judd, with this program yielding some of the best, highest grade intercepts on the TSX in recent years.
We went from 2 drill rigs at the end of 2018 to 5 at the end of 2019 and 10 at the end of 2020. We've only scratched the surface. We've drilled about 20% of the known vein field strike, and of that 20%, almost all of it is open at depth.
The success of the discovery has allowed the company to increase employment and social programs.
We've increased employment from 500 to 1,000 people at the site. The majority of our people are PNG nationals, 65% local, another 30% from within PNG. And then we've also got business opportunities that have been provided as a result of this, and then the ability to invest more into what we're doing in communities. We're looking for repetitions, we've already found some. And so it's really increased our prospectivity within the immediate area of the mine. We see ourselves doing exploration for many, many years, expanding our resources as we go.
I am proud to introduce John Lewins, CEO of K92 Mining, the recipients of the PDAC 2021 Thayer Lindsley Award. John, I understand that you're joining us all the way from Australia, and I hope the weather is much warmer there than it is here.
Yeah, look, in Australia today, in Perth, lovely and warm, 11:30 at night, still have the aircon on. It gives me great pleasure to accept this 2021 PDAC Thayer Lindsley Award for Best Global Discovery on behalf of our great team at K92 Mining. In accepting this award, I'd like to recognize the leadership and support of our Chairman Tuki Angus and our entire board. At K92, we believe that a great team makes anything possible, and this award is testament to that. Special recognition, however, is due to our exploration team, led by Chris Muller, mine geology team, led by Andrew Kohler, who together conceived and executed the program that made the discovery of Kora North possible. I'd like to thank PDAC and the awards committee for honoring K92 with this prestigious award. In closing, I would like to make special mention of Brian Lewick, one of the founders of K92 Mining, who recognized the potential of K92 Mine, but sadly passed away last year. As a Canadian geologist, he'd be extremely proud today. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you so much, John. And once again, congratulations.
Our next award is the Skookum Jim Award, named after the Indigenous prospector who led the Klondike gold discovery. Recipients of this award have demonstrated exceptional achievement or service in a Canadian Indigenous-run business, a Canadian Indigenous exploration or mining company, or have made a significant individual contribution to the industry. This year's recipient is Nalaine Morin for combining Indigenous traditional knowledge with Western science to improve the environmental assessment process for mining projects. Here is Nalaine's story.
It's Nalaine Morin's ability to merge technical training with her cultural connection to the land that has made her an invaluable asset to both the mining industry and her community.
She has a lot of knowledge in the environmental field, and she's very easy to understand. She can explain things very well.
It is like getting to rub shoulders with the best of the best. She has so much knowledgeable experience from both mining in British Columbia, but also Canada-wide.
Most of Nalaine's youth was spent in Smithers, BC. She developed a fascination with technology from watching her father work as a millwright. She describes herself as a geeky kid.
I really stayed focused on, science, chemistry, physics, math, took calculus and linear algebra. And so it seemed, to me like a natural fit was to go into engineering, and I did.
Nalaine graduated from UBC with a degree in metallurgical engineering and received a diploma in mechanical engineering design from the BC Institute of Technology. Her first job was at Hudson Bay Mining in Flin Flon, Manitoba, working in metallurgical processing. But when an opportunity came up in the environmental department, Nalaine took it.
My job there was to supervise their air and water programs for all of the sites for Hudson Bay Mining and Smelting. When I made the transition or the switch from being a metallurgist to working in the environment, that I truly felt at home.
Around 2005, on a break from maternity leave, Nalaine noticed the activity around mining in Tahltan territory. That, and a desire to reconnect to her Indigenous roots, brought her home.
At the time, the leadership had just created the Tahltan Heritage Resources Environmental Assessment Team. It was a technical team that can review mining projects, that can review large development projects.
That work led to the creation of her own company, Arrow Blade Consulting. Her work varies from reviewing mining applications to negotiating and implementing impact benefit agreements. She also works with federal and provincial governments.
She has laid a lot of the groundwork, both in British Columbia and in Canada, for what we're kind of just seeing, come into recognition through Canadian law today.
Nalaine helps companies and governments understand the values behind Indigenous decision-making.
When we talk about, as Indigenous people, when we talk about our relationship to the land, we have a value system that, quite often doesn't match or isn't something that, can be factored into, say, a decision-making model that's utilized in Western science.
For Indigenous people who have a STEM background, Nalaine's being in engineering, we talk a lot about the ability to walk in two worlds. We have our Indigenous culture that grounds us, but we also have this acquired skill, in the Western sciences.
Nalaine is also a volunteer director of Geoscience BC and an active member of Geoscience BC's Minerals Technical Advisory Committee.
When you have someone who has a vested interest in the work that they're doing, I think they do an even better job than if it was somebody else, because she has that connection to our land as a Tahltan person as well.
I love my job. I'm one of those really fortunate people that can say that I feel like I've made a difference.
It's my privilege to introduce the PDAC 2021 Skookum Jim Award recipient, Nalaine Morin. Congratulations, Nalaine, and thank you for joining us today. Where are you calling in from, by the way?
Thank you. I'm here today on the traditional territory of the Wet'suwet'en people. I'm humbled and honored to be receiving such an important award, the Skookum Jim Award. I am grateful for the recognition I've received for my work because I am very sure that every nominee for this award was as capable, if not more, of winning this award. All of our journeys to get where we are today have their successes and challenges. I have faced several challenges on my way here, but each one of them has only strengthened me to become the person I am today. The work I have been part of over the years, my successes and my challenges, could not have been achieved without the hard work and support of many. In order to achieve change, we need to have a new vision, a plan, and people willing to work towards achieving this new vision. I've been lucky to work with many people, Indigenous nations, government, and industry partners with similar interests and similar drive. Winning this award would not have been possible without the inspiration I have received from my seniors, my colleagues, from whom I have the deepest respect, and from whom I derive the strength to challenge myself and perform better at each stage. I sincerely thank my family, my nation, the Tahltan Nation, and the many nations that I've had the honor of working with. I would like to thank the industry partners, Tech, Seabridge, Skeena Resources, Government, Ministry of Energy and Mines, Ministry of Indigenous Relations, and many others for helping me reach a stage where I can proudly hold up this award as a mark of my achievement. I send a special thanks out to my daughter, Kira, for her love and support, because it is for her and the future generations that we do the work that we do. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nalaine. Congratulations again. Very well deserved.
Our fourth award is a Sustainability Award given to an individual or organization demonstrating outstanding initiative, leadership, and accomplishment in protecting and preserving the natural environment during an exploration program, development, or operation of a mine. It also recognizes efforts to establish and maintain good relations with local communities. Tonight, we recognize B2Gold for exemplary resettlement and community development work with the village of Fadougou at the Fekola Gold Mine in Mali. Here is their story.
When B2Gold acquired the Fekola mine in Mali in 2014, they saw an opportunity to improve the lives of the local community and implement in a concrete way the values of transparency, accountability, respect, and fairness the company stands for.
Pensée derrière le projet de nouveau Fadougou était surtout déjà de montrer que, mais avant tout, nous sommes là pour le long terme. Donc nous avons depuis le départ, enfin, quand nous avons décidé de pouvoir de déménager le village, de construire un nouveau village pour ces populations.
The project involved resettling 913 households and 3,272 people who lived in the old village of Fadougou.
Antara Fadougou kura la oye yora iran fanana yefana ajera yeso munu jani ojera ni na yelmana kata fanana absaki yan fana bijani yantai
anga suyi nuko ne anyana kusobe anyana ali dugba kono la tetambiyama ye bara ke amene na bakende.
Ownership of the resettled village is critical to its success. And so we set up a training center where we trained the community members themselves to be the ones to build their new homes and their new community.
Donc, il y a formation, ça va reçu. Maçonnerie, en écrivissage, en entrepreneuriat. Donc, en classe de formation, en examen, ok. Donc, masu la ni sanso sera ngera permis la donc directement mi se kan waso na quoi.
The overall scope of this project was not to just build a new village just with B2 Gold people. The idea was to get the village involved, have them take ownership.
A resettlement committee was formed which included female participation. The committee met 39 times and conducted more than 2,000 individual meetings during the consultation process.
I'm really proud of this process because all the key decisions were made together, and that's what is important, to make them happy in their new village. And that's what really matters to us.
Et B2Gold aussi a tenu son engagement par rapport à la construction des infrastructures socio-économiques, culturelles du village. Je pense qu'aujourd'hui, c'est ce qui fait ma fierté.
The resettlement projects didn't stop at building houses.
Il y aura de l'électrification dans toutes les familles. Il y a sur les infrastructures publiques, il y a la construction du marché, il y a la construction de l'autogare, il y a les écoles, il y a les centres de santé communautaire, il y a le mosquée.
Bitigal nana dugo kana kamenta musulura. Akajiku wasata musulura. Masi tukule masi bitigal kala do. Kado fara angi ki kado anna segela din ekol ta fan felala.
A market garden was also created.
Na ko dia madome na antu te foiro na ko barala. Ya farmason kan ko anyi chama famu yala. Ambe fe chama kanyere yesi sana ko kono. Ambe jabaw siri on yere andom be kala na ba makol do be kenyaba bon an yere le be o ambo bona ko inele ya katakanu ya dinu dépasser kenwe la ambe to mena ambe anato sigini o warle ni bi koni ambe fola kusebe.
Currently, we're in a phase of monitoring and evaluation, various metrics to ensure that the people are successful in their move, and we continue to invest in the community to ensure their long-term development.
The village of New Fadugu celebrated its grand opening in January of 2019.
The coal mine and the Fadugu village are examples of what people can do if they respect each other and work together.
Here with us tonight to accept the 2021 Sustainability Award is Ken Jones, B2 Gold's Director of Sustainability. Ken, this is such a heartwarming story.
Thank you. Yes, it has been a joy to see the community grow and thrive and now have such a potential for a promising future. I'd like to thank the PDAC for selecting B2 Gold as a recipient of this award. I'd like to take this opportunity also to recognize just a few of the many dedicated persons involved in this project. This work was carried out over several years, and while we get to celebrate these achievements here in this moment, it's the people on the ground who embody and carry out day after day B2 Gold's values and make this possible. The Fekola Mine Community Relations Managers developed and led the resettlement project, Jean-Philippe Santo and Hassan Ouedraogo, and the project's civil engineer, Ben Scott, who led the community construction team in building their new community. And also, I'd like to thank the community members and the leaders of the Fadugu village themselves for their willingness to work with B2 Gold, to give us their trust and respect to partner with us and achieve this together. So again, I'd like to thank the PDAC for this recognition. It is an honor to be able to accept this award on behalf of B2 Gold.
All right, Ken, thank you so much. And once again, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
As president of PDAC, I'm proud to introduce the Distinguished Service Award, which serves to recognize individuals who have given considerable time and effort to PDAC and who have made outstanding contributions to the mineral industry and to the association. Tonight, we honor Dennis Jones for his contribution to sustainability in the mineral exploration sector through strong leadership of PDAC's E3 and E3 Plus initiatives, as well as ongoing CSR efforts. Here is Dennis's story.
Dennis Jones' contributions to the PDAC have impacted not only the organization, but the entire industry and its commitment to corporate social responsibility.
It was Dennis's quiet, reasonable leadership that helped PDAC, the Canadian mining industry, and even the global mining industry arrive at a point that we now call responsible, sustainable mining.
He brings forward his knowledge and his experience, and he's a team player as well. He leads from within the team.
Dennis joined the PDAC in 1970, started volunteering in the 1990s by working on the Technical Program Committee and chairing convention sessions. In 2004, he joined the Board of Directors. It's his work with the Corporate Social Responsibility Committee on the E3 and E3 Plus programs that had a significant impact.
We realized that the industry had to become more responsible, better stewards of the environment, more socially responsible, taking care of health and safety not only of staff but also of local communities. E3 Plus was an online guidance for exploration companies. We were trying to show them how the impacts of exploration could be mitigated by taking certain steps.
E3 Plus was being used not only by industry, but by governments, by civil society organizations, by even communities and indigenous communities in over 90 countries around the world. His motivation for contributing to the PDAC was purely love of the industry and a desire to collaborate with people to improve things.
He's a joy to work with. He's a very knowledgeable, very experienced. He's a people person as well.
Dennis's commitment to corporate social responsibility began very early in his career, while on a project in Alaska in the 1970s. Dennis's volunteer work also included joining a series of federal government roundtables on responsible mining.
We came up with 27 recommendations to the government, how we thought we could make the mining industry and the oil and gas industries more responsible.
Dennis's interest in sustainability has spanned his whole career as a geologist. He was born in Doncaster, England, and attended the University of Nottingham. His choice to study geology was a spur-of-the-moment decision.
I just read a book on geology, which I found very interesting, and I'd just seen a film from an oil company about a geologist doing his work on horseback in the mountains, and I thought, that seems exciting. And so when I was asked the question, what are you going to do when you go to university? I blurted out, for want of something better to say, geology.
It was a career that satisfied his desire to travel, starting in university when he and some fellow students convinced professors to let them do their mapping coursework in the Hoggar Mountains of Algeria, part of the Sahara Desert. Dennis was about to go back to the Sahara when he decided to do a practice interview with the Iron Ore Company of Canada. They offered him a job.
It seemed so exciting coming to Canada, going up north to Schefferville in Quebec and working for the Iron Ore Company of Canada.
For the next several decades, Dennis traveled the world extensively for both work and pleasure, taking time in between to obtain his master's in geology, and then starting his own company, GeoQuest International. While consulting for IM Gold on a project in Ecuador, they offered him a job where, as VP of Exploration, he ran the Sustainability Department, also taking part in the discovery of a 3 million-ounce gold deposit.
Being successful in any part of your life, it's always a good feeling, but I think making a discovery is a special feeling. It's very, very satisfying.
Dennis is proud of the sustainability work PDAC continues to do on things like equity, diversity, and inclusion, and is positive about the future of sustainability initiatives in the industry.
When I talk to youth, they are interested in that. They're deeply interested in it. It's part of their value system. And that gives me great hope.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to introduce to you Dennis Jones, the PDAC 2021 Distinguished Service Award recipient. And how are you today, Dennis?
I'm very well. Thank you for asking, Felix. I hope you're the same way.
It's great to see you again. It's been a long, long time since we last had a coffee. I want to congratulate you on your receiving the Distinguished Service Award. It's much, much deserved. Would you like to say a few words to our audience?
Yes, I would. Thank you, Felix. I'd like to thank the PDAC for naming me as the recipient of the Distinguished Services Award. This is an award which I shall always treasure. I hope you can see that on your screen. There are many who deserve to share in this award. I'd particularly like to mention the PDAC staff and the Corporate Social Responsibility Committee, which is a group of volunteers which I did most of my work with on such initiatives as E3+. While the staff and the committee changed over the years, their enthusiasm and their generosity in giving their time and their wise counsel was very much appreciated, and that enthusiasm never faltered. It really has been a privilege and a pleasure working with the committee and the PDAC board and staff, and I thank all of you.
Thank you again, Dennis, and congratulations on a much-deserved award.
The final award this evening is the Viola R. MacMillan Award, named in honor of PDAC's longest-serving president, and is given to a person or company demonstrating leadership in management and financing for the exploration and development of mineral resources. Tonight, we recognize Mark O'Day for building and financing several international mining companies, taking them from exploration and discovery to development and operations. Here is Mark's story.
He understands all aspects of this business, from the geologic side to the public market side to the fundraising side and to the operational side. When somebody does something right and then they repeat it again, they know what they're doing. And Mark has the capacity to repeat over and over and over again on successes.
And he works relentlessly until the world sees what he sees. I think that he's just got a drive for perfection, a drive to do important things, to do things that are noteworthy.
It's this kind of dedication that has led Mark O'Day to successfully build and sell a number of companies.
The theme that stitches everything together is great projects in good places. And the approach we take to all of these projects, I call the science of discovery. And it really comes down to getting the geology right.
Mark's impeccable track record has won the confidence of investors.
Part of the job of running companies is being able to explain the opportunity to investors in a way that presents a compelling investment thesis or an investment opportunity, and then following through and delivering on that promise.
I think he's to the point now when he presents somebody with that opportunity to be involved, to support him, to share his vision. I think a lot of people want to get behind that.
Growing up in Ottawa and Newfoundland, grandfathers on both sides influenced his interest in geology. But he says he fell in love with it, taking an elective course in university. He went on to obtain his PhD in geology in Australia. He spent his undergrad years in remote parts of Canada. Following graduation, he began consulting for major mining companies on projects around the world. His first exposure to running a company came following his win of the Gold Corp Challenge.
The next day, got invited out to breakfast by two venture capitalists who to this day remain good friends of mine. And they offered me the chance to run a public exploration company called Frontier Development Group.
Frontier was the first step on Mark's road to success.
Mark is always thinking, always challenging, always asking what's next, what can we do to improve a situation, what can we do to make the asset better.
Mark is the first to say it's not all about him, but the teams he works with.
Teams and I have been able to generate over the last 20 years through a series of companies and a series of successes. And that really is a testament to the quality and skill of the teams that I've been able to pull together.
A number of independent companies now operate under the umbrella of Mark's company, Oxygen Capital. Mark says family has been a key factor in his success.
Having the support of my own family has been an incredibly vital ingredient to my own personal success. And having the support of my wife and my three kids has made all the difference.
It gives me great pleasure to present Mark O'Day, the recipient of the PDAC 2021 Viola R. MacMillan Award. Mark, I just love the mentality that it's not all about you, but more about your team. Talk to us about that.
Well, I'm a firm believer in the expression that you're only as strong as the people that keep you standing. So I've been incredibly blessed over the last 20 years to be surrounded by so many wonderful, talented people helping me build these businesses. So I'm truly honored and humbled, really, to be receiving this incredible award from my peers in the industry tonight. It really means a lot to me. I want to thank the PDAC, and I want to thank the people who put my name forward with support letters. Your wine is in the mail. Over the past 20 years, really, as I said, there's a huge number of people who have helped me build these businesses, and too many to name in the next 23 seconds that I have available. So I put together a short subset of people that I'd like to name right now and mention and thank. They are Sean Tetzlaff, Jim Lincoln, Moira Smith, Troy Fierro, Chris Lee, Oliver Lennox King, Rick Valenta, John Dorwood, Alex Holmes, Christian Milau, Donald McGinnis, Scott Heffernan, Rick Bales, Darren Lebrans, Phil Smerchansky, Cal Everett, Graham Curry, and my parents, Jerry and Charlotte. And finally, I'd like to dedicate this award to my family. They're the people who really keep me standing every day. My wife, Victoria, and my three kids, Lily, Holly, and Logan, have been my compass for the past 20 years, and none of this would have happened without them. So thanks again, and hopefully next year we can meet live in person at the PDAC.
All right, well, congratulations once again, Mark. Well deserved.
Thank you very much.
Wow, what a great end to the night.
I agree, Andrea. I hope you enjoyed hearing the stories behind the PDAC 2021 awards recipients. Please join me, wherever you are, in giving them a round of applause. And do take a minute to congratulate the recipients in the chat room as well. Thank you for joining us this evening, and thank you once again to our sponsor, Franco-Nevada. Hope to see you here in Toronto in 2022.